Hello everybody and welcome to my first official long form video. Today I am going to be showing you how I make my fountain pen ink swatch cards using watercolor paper and just pretty much stuff I have at home. So for this you are going to need a few items. The first one being a guillotine or some form of paper cutter, your watercolor paper, and for this I'm using the Canson XL, a hole punch that I got for like $2 at Walmart, and that's pretty much it. That's really it. If you do not have a paper cutter such as this, you can just get your ruler, a pencil, and I forgot to include here a pair of scissors, so you can just measure on your watercolor paper and use your scissors to cut out whatever size you want, and you can just just have fun with this. You can make it whatever size you want to go ahead and make it. And so I've just kind of sped up the entire process here of how I measured my paper and how I cut it down to size. I used a measurement of 3 by 2 for each piece of paper, and one of these sheets of Canson XL gave me about 3, I forgot the length. I got about 18 cards in total, 18 cards of 3 by 2 paper. And so here I'm going to be measuring it out with one of the cards that I did previously, and I'm going to be punching my holes. And you could, feel free to do whatever you want, go crazy. Just remember to have fun. I had fun doing this, and that's why I decided to kind of just make a video of it and share it. So you can punch the hole wherever you want to punch it on your cards, and just remember to leave space so that it doesn't break too easily, but you also want to leave space where you can write. And so right here I am just checking to make sure that I have my papers arranged where the coarser side of the watercolor paper is on top, and that is where I would be swatching. Alrighty, all right, let's get our water ready, or paintbrush, and I am using a number 6 grumbacher, and got my little dirty rag. And we are gonna start with diamine inks. All my diamine inks. All right, so I have 7 diamine inks. Oh, actually, yes, 7. Diamine oxblood, diamine red dragon, Earl Grey, bloody absinthe, which is a sheening ink, Aurora borealis, cozy up, and diamine evergreen. So we are gonna pick 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. All right, let's begin. Just to make sure that you're using the correct side of the watercolor paper. I suppose you could use either side, but I prefer to use that side, and we are gonna start with Diamine Oxblood. Alright, let's go. Diamine Oxblood. Number 6, Groundbacker watercolor brush. Alright. I suppose you could add as much as you would like. Leave space to write the name of the ink. And then you could do this however you would prefer. You could fill the entire thing, or you could just go across and then go down without filling all sides. I prefer it this way. And so we'll leave it like that, and then right above there we'll write Diamine Oxblood. Wash your brush out. And then you move along to your next color. I don't know. We'll try a little bit different for the next time, and I think this is very much representative of what the Diamine Oxblood looks like. Yes, I think that is pretty. I think that is true to color. And so I am gonna write on this using waterproof black ink, and I'll be using my Pilot vanishing point with the Atramentis document black. This is Diamine Oxblood. Let's see. Does that look a little bit hazy? I think that's pretty good. Yeah, that looks good. That's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. Moving along to our next red. Let's get the paintbrush ready. Yeah. All right, on to our next red. Again, make sure you're using the correct side of the watercolor paper. Our next red is Diamine Red Dragon. Get as much of that as you can on your paintbrush, or as much as you would want, and you lay that baby down. That's a beautiful red. I think the Red Dragon is more of a true blood red, or blood looking color, than the Oxblood. I have not tried the Writer's Blood because I think it's too purple. It has some purple undertones that I'm not very fond of. All right, look at that. So pretty, so juicy, juicy, juicy red. Let's compare that to our Oxblood. Look at that. Wonderful. And so once this is dried, we'll label it. In the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and swatch our next card. for joining me for today's video, my DIY swatch cards for my fountain pen inks. We swatched 7 inks today, 2 of which I have full bottles of. That's the Diamine Oxblood and the Diamine Earl Grey. Each card is 3 by 2, and I just, really pretty much used only materials that I've had on hand. I've been wanting to have my little own kind of swatch reference going on, and I do have an ink swatch book that I just each time I get a new ink, I swatch it in this notebook, which is Tomoe River paper, but I wanted to have something that's kind of more portable, that sort of thing, and so I've decided to do my own swatch cards pretty much instead of buying. So I do hope I've given somebody or some of you an idea today to just try your own thing, make your own swatch cards and have fun with it. Kind of do it your own way. You could fill the entire thing up and write the name of the ink on the back. You could, instead of putting a hole in it, you could get like I don't know, some kind of plastic sleeve to put your cards into. Just do your own thing, try it, have fun, and yeah, that's all there is to it. So let's go through the inks that I swatched today. Like I said, there are 7 of them. I swatched my Diamine Red Dragon. Let's see if that's showing. Yes, this is a very pretty red. I think it's coming across on camera much brighter than it actually is. But yeah, I think it's more of a true blood red, in my opinion, than the Diamine Oxblood actually is. We do have the Diamine Oxblood, which is up next. A lovely, much deeper red than the Red Dragon, and I do like it. I liked it so much that I got a full bottle, and I might get a full bottle of the Red Dragon next. I don't know, I just might. I actually got a full bottle of this to match my Pilot E95S pocket pen, the red one. Next up, we've got Diamine Cozy Up. This is from their 2022 Inkvent collection. This is a lovely, really lovely kind of peachy pink. It's not too dark, it's not too vibrant, and I really like it. This was my first pink ink that I got. I haven't gotten it in a bottle. I did buy a sample. I actually bought a few samples, and so I think I'm all set for a little while. Next up, we've got the Earl Grey, the only gray ink in my collection. I thought about getting, well, actually I haven't tried any other gray ink, and when I heard that Pilot was discontinuing some of their inks, one of which was a gray, I thought about trying it, but I ultimately decided against it and figured I'd stick to the Diamine. It's the only other full bottle of Diamine ink that I have. The other inks that are next up are all samples that I got with the purchase of a second-hand pen. I've never been curious about these inks. I got them, like I said, as freebies. They're very pretty, and I'm not sure if I would actually buy more of these. And so we've got the Diamine Evergreen, a very beautiful dark green. It's kind of what I would like to describe as a forest green. It does have a little bit of gold sheen to it. I'm not sure if that's coming across very well on the camera, but it is coming across on the watercolor paper, which I think is great. So it's not just Tomoe River paper or any of the other fountain pen friendly papers that you could use for swatching your inks, you can use watercolor paper. You can definitely not go wrong with that. And so yeah, I like the evergreen. I think I have about 2 mLs of this ink. Not actually sure I would buy a whole bottle. I do have some time to think about it, but right now it's not on my list of inks to acquire. Next up, we've got the Diamine Aurora Borealis. This is a beautiful teal blue, or just teal, I don't know, whichever it's called. It's really pretty. I've heard about this ink. I've never actually sought it out myself. I've never been curious about it, but I am really glad that I got a sample. It was another 2 ml. Very, very lovely color. But blues have never been my color. I did acquire a couple of them recently, a story which I'll leave for another video. But blues have just never been my thing, and so I'm not really drawn to buying a whole bottle of this. I am glad that I have a sample. I will enjoy it while it lasts, but until then, I'm not sure I would, get a whole bottle of this. And then lastly, this was the first sheening ink that I got. I don't know. Oh, can you see the sheen on here? It's very, very pretty. Diamine Bloody Absinthe. This is actually not available locally. I think it's I forgot where, but the seller, the person that I got this from, like I said, I bought a secondhand pen, and they gifted me this ink, a sample of this ink. They were very generous, actually. I think I got 4 or 5 mLs of this, so I do have a bit of it left. I ration it just because I do like it, mainly for the sheen. We put this in a medium pen and it's so beautiful. I like it mainly for the sheen, and well, the other thing too, it's a pain to wash out of your pen, and so I haven't been using it a lot, but it is a beautiful ink, and it also does take a while to dry. Once you put it down on paper, it does take a while, so you got to be careful because it smudges. But yeah, this is the last of my Diamine ink collection. So 7 swatch cards here for Diamine. I had a lot of fun making these swatch cards, and I do hope for those of you who would like to have your own reference, do try it out. You can use whatever kind of paper you want to use. I mean, you could have also just kind of cut out pieces of Tomoe River paper, I don't know, Midori Md paper, Aerofol, Nemasine, whatever fountain pen friendly paper. You could have cut it to the size that you want, and you could have pasted it on here and did your swatch. You could use cardboard, you could use whatever kind of hard backing, if you don't want to use watercolor paper. But I don't think you could go wrong with watercolor paper, to be honest. But yeah, so over time I will make a few more videos doing more ink swatches. But yeah, I had fun. Thank you for watching. Do leave a like or a thumbs up. Feel free to comment. Tell me what you like or didn't like about the video. Leave some kind of feedback, or no pressure. You don't have to say anything, but do give the video a thumbs up if you like it. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you for my next video. Bye bye.